G'day and welcome back to Torment Tides of Ranmenera. We are currently playing a dangerous game indeed. We have agreed to help play a game with the Adversary, something that has been trying to sneak into the world and destroy it through some form of psychic power. And we have just agreed. Our darkness has fallen, and we have just begun. If we fail to reach accord, I will not bring your consciousness to mine. You will continue to exist alone, unloved, unknown. You must enter my union. It is the fulfillment of all you are. I will guide you away from these small ambitions and tiny dreams. You will no longer exist as you are, but as an adjunct to my dreams and my desires. A sudden chill shivers your spine as he says this. We begin. The stage is set, light filters into your vision. You view the world from above, a familiar sight from the long fall of your birth. It is night time now. You see great lattices of light joining cities together, extending deep into the oceans. It's a miracle of civilization, a world at peace made possible through a singular vision. Is this your desire? Try to identify the technology powering the lights. Easy. Something about the hue of the lights, a cyclical flicker nags at you. After a few moments it comes to you. These are unstable reactors, prone to failures, spectacular, hugely toxic failures. From the cycling of the colors in the spectrum, you see the reactors are on the verge of failure. This is not my desire. It is dangerous. No, it would have been a world at peace, but observe. The beautiful lattice glows, beckoning. One of the nodes flares and pulses, sending a surge of light through the network. All the nodes flare simultaneously then, and the cool blue of the lights erupts into lurid scarlet and orange of flame. The continent is aflame, and your enhanced vision shows you the agony of 1 billion dying souls. Observe, says Malaise. Again, your perspective is from above. A mass of emaciated, half-naked people surges towards the gate, a great wave crashing against the walls of a storehouse. Nervous guards on the wall clutch strange bolt throwers, but they do not attack. They seem terrified, perhaps of the starving people who storm the gates in their hunger. The gates begin to sway. The guards raise their weapons to their shoulders and take aim, place their fingers on the triggers. They squeeze. Examine the scene for clues. With a thought, you close in on the people. The closer you draw, the less human they are. All of them move in unison, a single creature or directed by a single mind. The storehouse does not contain food. It holds books and data cubes full of knowledge, and the mob looks as though they want to destroy that wisdom. But wait, you feel a presence in the crowd. Something feels like the seed of Malaise's mind. The information in the storehouse would destroy that mind's growth. This is my desire. Let the guards fire. It is your desire. Why do you resist the call of a singular wisdom? This path leads to death. Observe. The weapons spit out a dissolving flame, and the violence of the crowd becomes a pool of viscous soup. Within, a woman opens one of the data cubes. Time passes by, sped by some strange alchemy. The woman has used her knowledge to build a horrifying biological creation. It unleashes spores across the planet. The indigenous life sickens and dies, the flora fades, and the world becomes a dead, dull sphere. At the same time, the adversaries never rise. This vision fades away, and the Malaise says, observe. You feel malaise inside your mind, pulling forth images and fears. You're in a darkened room, lit only by holograms. You feel a strange connection to a young woman who lies in a tank, alive by the grace of your abilities. The insignia you know as a cast-off tattoo blazes on her incubator. You reach out to touch it, and then you feel a presence in the dark. You turn. The sorrow, it exudes a tendril, and that tendril wavers between you and the woman. You have only a moment to react. Focus on the particulars of the room, and ignore the looming danger of the sorrow. It focuses on a breach, some violation of fundamental truths. Something you have done has upset the balance, and you must right it or be destroyed. One of you must die, but the love you bear for the child, the thought of her oblivion is unbearable. Losing her voice in the world will be an abomination. I will sacrifice myself to save the woman. This is not my desire. Oblivion is counterfactual. The image flashes into motion again. You slap the burning insignia, and the woman in the tank flinches and settles back. The life fled from her into another body prepared far from here. The Sora destroys the tank fractions of a second later. Then its pseudopods lash around you, tearing your molecules apart. A brief flash of agony, and then darkness. Darkness unending. A moment later, our Infinity Malaise speaks again. Let us evaluate our compatibility. You do not understand the truth, my truth. You will see the unending fields of flesh, the hunger, the war. You will learn, observe, observe. You feel its mind pressing on yours, an insistent beating at the walls you've erected. And if you do not resist, it will destroy you forever. So, we'll resist. The destroy you forever thing kind of... Oh, you know what? We'll just do this. You threw the force of your mind, the burden of your psyche, all the unfinished business, all the desires, all the striving, into the struggle to push Malaise's weight from you. Images flicker, you're a statue, frozen in place, but you force yourself to move ever so slowly. You're a lark in a wildfire, you creep outside the ring of flames, you're in space, naked, dying, and you conjure the safety of walls around you. For every image the adversary places in front of you, you counter with images of safety and comfort. For every danger, you imagine sanctuary, armor, and victory. You thwart his despair with hope. At last you close in on the adversary, or at least its projection into this reality. It is a great extrusion of psionic force pushing through a shimmering wall. With a thought, you harden that wall, strengthening the barriers between worlds, and the extrusion dissolves into dream space. When you open your eyes, Malaise is gone. Done it. That was cool. That was very different from the other ways I've dealt with it, which is generally by fighting it with them. I am forever in your debt, friend, forever. He clasps your hand, and you notice the haunted look has left his eyes. For the first time in ages, it feels as though a dark cloud has lifted. You've done wonderful things for us, for the city. They'll never know, but you're a true hero. You feel his presence within your mind, rifling through your recent experiences, and then he's gone. You've done something I never would have dreamed possible. Never. You saw something that needed to be done, and you did it. Here, take this. He reaches under the table and pulls out a strange-looking device. Here, take this. You've earned it and more. Shadow Step. This is a bonded item. This set of brown spikes looks like the roots of a plant. A pleasant, flowery smell, accompanied by gentle warmth, surrounds them. When placed against the user's feet, they take root, driving themselves into the flesh. Once planted, they allow one to move more swiftly, as if the spikes give their user a boost with each step. There are many rumors whispered around Shadow Step, especially in the shadows of alleyways and dark corners of taverns. They allow those with ill intent to quickly catch up with the target or make a fast getaway. One story tells of a glaive who tried to skip town after he stole from his fellow travelers, only to find the party's jack ahead of him wherever he went, until in desperation he leapt from the cliff. The jack returned the stolen loot, but kept his part for herself. Okay, continue. I don't know that we can ever express our gratitude. Farewell, friend. Okay, Matkina. Let's see, what do we want to do for you? Let's increase your speed edge. I think in general it's better to stack an edge, but I'm not entirely sure. And anyway, we've done it now, so it's too late to change it. If we go to our inventory, we've got a bunch of junk now. So much junk. We might as well give this here to Matkina. Does she have a bonded artifact slot? Actually, we've still got a bonded artifact slot. You know what? Boom.
I feel terrible.
Okay. Why? Oh, probably because we got another negative fatal. Yeah, of course. So we got -2 might, but we've got more running, right? Yeah. So we'll move faster. And 1 damage. We'll also do more damage, and yeah, I mean that all seems pretty good. So we'll give that a go. And there we go.
Emeritus? A word. Why, yes, it is. So clever.
Okay. So now, what we'll do is talk to Boros. The hero of the hour, you've turned an unlikely into a reality, and for that you have my thanks. What can you tell me about the adversaries? I don't want to talk them up, but it's important to understand they're not unbeatable, they're not immortal, they're tough. Hells, yes, but they can be stopped. That said, what are they? You've heard of spirits, beings of thought. That's what they are, except they're more like living hate. Every nightmare of fear you can't escape. A vortex of despair, that's why we fight, because they're poison. Can you tell me about yourself? I am the brains of this operation. Without me, they'd lose the thread of their thoughts and spend all the time wandering in dreams. We're just trying to get away from your nagging, says Dharma. He tips his friend a wink. What's that nagging that sharpens my word, Dharma? I admit that my words are probably getting duller every second I spend talking to you. Let's call me a warrior of language. My words are my weapon and my treasure. They might be pretty sounds to you, but to me they're tools that pry open your imagination and leave you vulnerable to my friends here. I build pictures, set scenes, and create mazes in your mind. He takes a careful sip of his drink. I'm the last person in the world to know the lost words of Kra. He closes his eyes tightly, and when he opens them again, you see worms of light dancing in his eyes. They're gone with his next blink. They're a weaponized meme, a thought that sticks in your head, a tune you can't get rid of, a saying that echoes in your mind until it drives you mad, melts your brain. You don't have to talk about this, Boros. It's eating away at him. He has it compartmentalized, but he says he can feel it burning away at his mind. I feel the power in you. Can you help him? What are you going to do? Well, what can you tell me about the words of Kra? These words, they were the ruin of an ancient civilization. I had this story from a dying Nevigen before I wrested the last word from its mind. It goes like this. The Skulks of that age had found deep truths about the world. They stumbled across these words. They wrote knowledge down and sealed the words away with the strongest warnings they could find. Then they killed themselves so they wouldn't infect their kind. Problem was, they didn't count on their writing sticking through the ages. Some skiss-brained fool ignored the warnings of the bindings and read the words and spilled them into the civilization that had grown up in that spot over the millennia. 8 rulers of Kra, 8 words, and a continent-spanning empire fell, its people bleeding from their eyes with hatred in their hearts. The survivors tried the scholar who released the words and buried him in stone. The words were lost again. A Nevigen, a hero, found the imprisoned scholar. It tried to wipe away the knowledge he'd spoken and removed him from the world. Had the Nevigen stuck there, it would have seen the dust itself rewriting the words of Kra in the floor and the wind. But it was too late. The words had infested his mind. I found the words, I burned them from the world, trapped them in a maze in my mind, and near the exit. So, what are you going to do about him? Well, I could always kill myself. Honestly, I don't think anyone else could carry it, and the alternatives are too horrific to bear. I love my colleagues here, but if they can they handle the words of Kra? I don't think so. Right now, I've got them locked into a mental construct no one has even the slightest idea of how to build. I do have a space in my mind, and I can contain the words of Kra there. Really? And how is it you're a better custodian for the words of Kra than I am? I'm more than strong enough. Use this psychic ability to read me. I want the words, so I'm going to spend those intellect pool. He focuses on you, and you feel something like the skittering of spiders across your mind. They plunge inside, and suddenly you sense his presence in the labyrinth. You can feel his mind recoil. Yes, I think you'll make an excellent vessel. Do not use the words. Keep it contained, you hear? He leans forward and whispers the word into your ear. It's a beautiful word. You can hear your tongue curling to shape it. Theberos claps his hand across your mouth, his eyes tight on yours, and with his mind he drags the knowledge of the words into the labyrinth, into a disused corner, and he seals it with an image of steel, glass, and dark infinites of space. He leans back, panting. Saobi. Yes? I need a piece of my mind cauterized. Here. He touches his hands to her temple, and she to his. They lean forward, their foreheads touching. You see a flare of light, and he cries out in pain, but he doesn't let go. When they release their hold on each other, you see a small smoking hole in his forehead. I couldn't take the chance it would leave a trace of itself in me. It's gone from me. It's your responsibility now. Okay. So now we can do one other quest. I mean, I wanted those words, and I kind of want to see what they show up as in my mind. So she here is trying to recruit people for the Endless War. But honestly, that seems like a terrible plan. And I'm just going to leave it here. I think we've done enough here. So what we've got left is to head off to the next area of the game, probably. Trying to think of what else. So we've got one side quest that I have picked up that I don't actually want to do. I basically want to tell that guy who's a creep to just go away forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Aiden. See if we've got something here. No, actually, never mind. Or do I? Yeah, no, we'll do this. I want to challenge you again. You've returned. Very well, but don't misunderstand. The challenge hasn't begun yet, or you'll already be dead. Block the duelist kiss. Block the punch and strike back. You bat his fist aside and aim yours at his nose. He lowers his head, dashing your knuckles off his forehead. I underestimated you. That won't happen again. Tell me when you're ready for the next round. Why do you insist on fighting to the death? I fight to learn my opponent's most powerful techniques. How can I be certain they'll use them unless death is on the line? I'm ready for the next part of your test. So am I, but prepare yourself. I will not hold back this time. Debarius assault! He launches a two-handed blow at your face. Faster now, but not deadly. Parry and counterattack. He won't see it coming. You lunge into the attack, driving your arms up between his fists and pushing them apart. One hand whips around the back of his neck and pulls him in range of your forehead. Crack! He stumbles back, blinking, smiling. You're ready. Well, have I passed all your tests? You have, but I'll remind you one more time, this will be a fight to the death. He draws 1 foot back, settling his weight on it. His hands come back and draw apart, tightening into fists. Are you certain you want to do this? A short fight. 1 kick at full speed is deadly enough. Yes. Very well, the challenge has begun. He regards you with the serene eyes of a predator, chest rising and falling. A warm wind tumbles across the stones towards you. He flows with it, spinning away from the ground. His foot slices towards your head in a blur. Time slows as if the universe itself is holding its breath. Fist of the crocodile kick. Let's go with Fist of the last cast off. And now I actually want to try flubbing this. I mean, we'll die, but whatever. It's all good. Boom. You aim a punch for his throat, but as fast as you are, you're still too slow. His foot strikes the side of your neck with a soggy crunch. Time resumes. The last thing you see is Aiden's sorrowful face. Then you die.
Faltering. I'm hurt.
Little bit. Ah, gotta love that. Sup? What's on your mind? Has anything changed since the last time I was here? Look around. It's your mind. Well, fine.
I'm going.
I wanted to see if you could, give me a shortcut or anything, man. No, actually. Which means I can't even see last words of Kra.
I'll remember that.
Oh, hey. A wrestled mind quest received. Cast the sorrow fragment out of the clock fathom. Well, that is a thing I didn't anticipate. Let's give it a go. Oh wow. As you cross through the portal, you hear the ringing of synth plate being battered, followed by frantic shouts. Focus, villain! Keep the beast away from me, I just need a little more time. You think focus is my problem? This is a piece of sorrow, not some broken hound. Brothers, calm yourself. Our friend is not lost as we feared. She will help. Strange, I saw her place a battle against you mere seconds ago. You broke through so quickly. No matter, I have a necessary that may banish the creature, but I need a few moments longer to prepare it. Assist Kamasean villain in defending me, so I may do so. Or, she could help. How do we know that ritual of yours will even work? Complete your esoteric duty. I'll help him fight him off. As you say, if you have any knowledge in Numenera, you may also assist me speeding the process. Get over here if that's true, otherwise I'll complete it myself. Sorrow Fragment snarls at villain, preparing another assault. Threat of violence triggers a reflex deep in your mind, and you subconsciously begin to summon reflections of your current companion. Let's allow them to join us. Boom! Actually get these guys. Nice. So this is like an actual proper fight. So who goes first? Right, so Sorrow's the last piece. You... We've got Opportunist. No, we don't want that. We don't want to hide. We can hook. Or we can charge. Or we can adaption. So if I hook, can choose movement. So I can't use hook. So let's just charge. Let's use a bunch of effort on this. So high chance to hit and then whack.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
Okay. So we'll run over.
Better than I was seconds ago.
Ah, that boosts of movement speed. His arms fold and extend in peaceful undulations as he drones a language you don't understand. Motes of light float around his hands. His eyes meet yours. It is a complex esoteria I devised to protect me against the sorrow. I regret I was unable to make it strong enough for that creature, but perhaps it will be able to aid us here. A little mystical. You watch his arcane gestures and listen carefully to his words. The ritual is vastly complex, but you begin to recognize a pattern within it. You understand. Perhaps you can assist. With two of us, we might complete the ritual more quickly. So, unfortunately, we can't help him this time. But that'll be fine. Kamose issues a challenge and hooks. Sweet. So basically, forces it to attack him. He does his thing. And Rin. So Rin, how far can you get before it's the second action, right? So if I move you here,
you and me.
Okay, so she can attack. It's not going to do a ton. Oh, it's going to do 0 plus 9. Why not?
What am I doing wrong?
She missed. Well, that sucks. So it's charging. It's laser. So what does she have? She has warp dash. Teleport to a point and attack all enemies in range. Out of range. Fine. So let's just go here. And do we have a ranged attack? No. Alright, enter. Sucker Punch, nice. Dazed as well. Eratus, you've got Hook. But I mean, why not just run up and hit, I guess? Yeah, we'll just use a basic attack with you.
I bet your ancestors felt
Critical hit, nice. Now we'll chat. Okay. Law Mystical Concentration. Chant a complimentary verse to amplify the esotery. Listening to Divyatiku's incantation, you pick up the patterns of syllables he utters and devise a counter-melody. The motes flash and shimmer as your voice coalesce. Thank you, that sped the process greatly. I'm afraid another verse would create too much energy for me to conduct, though. So we assisted. Good.
Let's go.
And then... it is wounded, friends. We can defeat it! It's working! The fragment tether is weakening! Okay, now Rin. I had planned on giving you disposable things, but I've forgotten to do that. So we're just gonna
Maybe I need another god.
fail. Yep. It's fine. Fragment burst. Oh, whoops, that was silly.
Do you have
Should have been
anything
a little
that
bit
stops
back.
bleeding? Or dying?
Okay, now you. Let's do this.
I can barely scratch this thing.
Sonic Disruption. I wonder what that does. So we hit it, and Eratus, you hit it. What does this do? No, that's just Opportunist. And this gives him armor. Nope, we'll just hit it. Hit it with our best shots. It's a boring combat technique, but it's fine. And turn. Last cast off. Next action. Try to mirror Divyatiku's gestures. So we will use 2 points of speed for this. Your arms swim through the air, matching the nano's movements. The motes of light form an arabesque connecting you, glowing brighter than before. Elegant, this esotery, is it not? Together we can complete it more quickly, but return your attention to the fight for now. I will continue until we have succeeded. Okay. So let's move up so we can inspire at least someone. Nope. 19, wow. So you do this? Yes, it's visibly hurting now. And done. The ritual is nearly complete. Keep it at bay. With the fragment of the sorrow gone, you feel new connections being made in your mind. It's as though the sorrow itself were keeping you from your full potential. Oh, we're done. We're in your debt multiple times now. In her debt? It's her fault we're trapped here in the first place. By my account. He stops and stares at his hands. They're transparent, becoming more so. Hey, what's going on? Intriguing. He looks at his hands and feet, which were fading in the same way. We are no longer tied to this place. Our consciousnesses are finding a more suitable location. I can feel the pull, as though my memories are being sifted for material to create something new. What does that mean? Are we dying? Are we free? Neither, I think. It means this part of the mental construct is not ours, not truly. We are being drawn to some place that is. Kamase places a hand on your shoulder. It feels solid, though you can hardly see it anymore. Farewell, friend sister. I don't know if we will meet again, but until... Then they're gone, and you are alone.
I'm going.
That was cool. That was not something I expected to have, but that is neat. Spectre looks worriedly to a different corner of the calm. A new portal has appeared where there was only empty space before. They're in there. Defeating the first fragment opened up the way, but there are a lot more of them in there. I can feel it. They're feeding on your mind. It's probably better to get rid of them, but I don't know if you can. You'll have to be strong. Stronger than you are now, I bet. Ah, right. So if you go up, as you go up tiers, you can do more stuff here. Okay. Great. I think I'm ready to go. Farewell. Okay, so we need to talk to someone in Circus Minor, and we need to just get out of here for now. I want to know if this death actually took me to the place I wanted to go. There was a reason. Yes! Yes! Excellent. This is what I wanted. Death, the stink of it, of dried blood and rotting flesh, fills your nostrils. This is your first clue that you're still somehow alive. The second is a glow of candlelight, warm on your eyelids and the icy stone beneath your back. Slippers scuff the ground near your head. Ah, it says Nelly Mount. Our mysterious visitor is alive after all. I'm glad we waited to feast. He clucks his tongue. Though you were quite dead when we found you. Open your eyes, child. She would have been an interesting specimen, but not dead. No, not dead. Open your eyes. Despite the glare of dim candles, which seem at least momentarily as bright as sunlight, you see a cluster of robed figures. Only Mbitu remains where he was, clasping his hands together with unfiltered delight, his teeth brown and jagged. And here is where we will leave it for this week. This is what I was aiming at all those weeks ago when I was seeking out ways of dying in Sega's Cliffs. The opportunity to be eaten. And so we'll go through that in a moment. And by in a moment, I mean next time. Until then, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends. And in the center there is a convenient subscribe button, just in case you need it.